I got my plate ready. Let's look at some foodies again. Yes, I know that I don't get any hits for these. Nobody watches these videos. But if you do, give me a thumbs up and tell me why. All right, so, or why people aren't watching, because maybe it's just my extremely annoying, boring voice. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just gonna change our voices here. No, seriously, it's $9.99 from Ross. Sometimes they don't have any of these. Most of the time they don't. But here lately they've been getting some more, which is good. This is still only Series 3. I don't think they ever made a Series... sorry, this is Series 2. I don't think they ever made a Series 3. Sometimes my brain is faster than my mouth. Alright, so Series 2 Foodies. If they made a Series 3, I have yet to see it. I don't know why they wouldn't. I personally like this. But maybe people are just... I don't know. What is it about this series that made it... Like, their regular stuff, they've gone up to, like, Series 7. I'm not interested in the normal stuff. Like, the stuff that you get in the grocery store, I don't see what... I mean, I can understand maybe what's good about it. I don't know. This is the kind of stuff that I would rather have, because what's more fun, going to the grocery store or going to Pizza Hut? Going to Pizza Hut, of course. Except our Pizza Hut no longer is an eating place. But it used to be, back in the good old days. Alright, so this is DG, which I don't know what that means. I thought it meant Dollar General when I first saw it. 2024, so I'm guessing it was made 2024, November 19th. Could be, don't know. Alright, so we crack open the first egg, or ball. We got 5 packages. We got a thing driving me crazy about doing the little thing. We got this one. Now, this must be the newer one then, because I swear the older one was better. It actually had the names on it. So this is 95 plus. I need to go back and watch my older videos and say if it had 95 plus or if it had like 101 plus, because obviously 101 would be more. I really don't know. Somebody out there that's a connoisseur, or is there a website for this? Because I would love to get all of these, except these. I get these over and over again. I don't care about Cinnabons. Maybe that's why people are tired of it, because they keep getting the stuff they don't like. Yeah, maybe that's it. I just keep hoping and praying I'll get all the Pizza Hut stuff. I don't care about the special stuff for Pizza Hut. I just want Pizza Hut stuff. Oh, I was going to get my little figures out to do some comparisons, but oh well. They're all like hiding somewhere. It's too hot. But we do have this one. We have snack wrap, it looks like. Oh, here's one of the biggest ones I got. And once again, it's something I have never seen in my life. And it was on... Okay, so this is why it was messed up. The packaging had it on wrong. There. It was just 180 degrees that they do. So it looks like dog food on top of rice with a massively huge piece of wasabi cabbage. I can't tell. I've never had anything like that in my life. I don't know what it is. Alright, here's that... I gotta try one of these. If it's... Yeah, it's the pizza one. So far, I've got all of this stuff. Nothing too shocking. Please let this be Pizza Hut. It's not. It's that green smoothies. What is a green smoothie? I don't think green and smoothie goes together for me personally. It looks like kale, which is disgusting. Kale has got to be the worst thing in the universe. Well, not the worst thing. Worst food in the universe, I should say. The worst thing in the universe is, of course, obviously Satan. Isn't that special? Alright, so I gotta unzip it. Just be patient if you're unzipping. Don't rush it. Unless you're from Russia, then you can be Russian all you want to, but I'm not Russian. Strasvicha. Privyet. Strasvadanvich. Yeah, I used to be a lifeguard back in the day when I was much younger. And I had a person working with me who was from Russia, and I was like, wow, she is really beautiful. I thought Russian wouldn't be all ugly. No offense if you're Russian ladies. But she was not what we thought. You know, I guess growing up in the Cold War, we had all these movies that made us think that the Russians were a bunch of old evil ogres and stuff. She defied that. Anyway, but she would try to teach me words, and she would laugh at me because I could never get them right for some reason. I felt like Joey from Friends when he kept on trying to speak French, and she's like, repeat after me. Come on, talez-vous? And he'd be like, blah, 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 blah. He's like, no, that doesn't sound anything like it. But maybe that was just it. All right, so we got TGI Fridays, and it's a big old fluffy burger, big old juicy burger. Now these do come out, but you got to pop them out, you got to pry them out, and you got to be really careful not to break the side here or the bottom. So it might help if you're having any struggles at all. heat it up before you eat it up. Don't put it in the microwave though. I don't mean like that kind of heat it up. I mean, right now, as hot as it is, it's 107 degrees. That's what everybody keeps saying today. It's supposed to be, of course, I live at the beach, so our water doesn't get over 85 degrees. But I want to take a thing on it today because I guarantee you that water is up to like the highest it ever got. And that 85 degrees and the 100 degrees comes to a nice agreement. I'm only less than a mile away. It's that way right there. That way right there to the beach. At nighttime, if I don't have the air conditioning on, you can hear it. I mean, I wake up all the time, and I used to make videos about, hear that? That's the ocean. Or, you know, birds and people get up and start making all the noises. You're like, what does that have to do with this burger? I don't know. Oh, to heat it up, I would put it inside of your car. Even I wouldn't put it in direct sunlight, but I would put it inside your car. Your car is going to get to at least 107 degrees. Flat. You know what flat means? That's right. It's a Pizza Hut. A Pizza Hut. A Pizza Hut. Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut. A Pizza Hut. This is an old camp song. A Pizza Hut. Kentucky Fried Chicken, a Pizza Hut. McDonald's. McDonald's. Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut. McDonald's. McDonald's. Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut. And it had these words, like these things we do with our hands. So we go, oh, a Pizza Hut. We had our hands over our head like it was, like, you know, making the little, that shape. And then when they do Kentucky Fried Chicken, we'd do the chicken dance with our thumbs in our armpits. And then when we do McDonald's, we'd have our hands over our heads like the YMCA song. Yeah. I was just talking to Avian Savage because he's working with summer camps. I'm like, I am way too old for that. I am way too old. I would probably go bonkers if I had to work with somebody's kids. I don't have the patience like I used to. But yeah, these videos, by the way, are not made for kids. I am doing this for other adults because there's a lot of adult collectors out here that collect this stuff. Because back in the day, remember when we bought the remint stuff from Japan? We bought basically the same like this, but it wasn't brand names like Jack in the Box, which I've never been to a Jack in the Box. But I'm glad to get the Pizza Hut. This looked like it was the Edge pizza, but it's not got the Edge box, and the sticker's coming off, and it's bubbling when I put it back on. I guess it's just, let me check that one more time. Oh, it's more like the deep dish. But it looks like your regular pepperoni. Yeah, I guess it's just pepperoni pizza, but it's more of a deep dish type of pizza. Again, these don't have the words on them. The older ones do, and I still have those, hopefully. I did find some more. I keep finding them because I wasn't organized at first with this. I just kept putting them in boxes. Oh, a regular pretzel. Huh. I didn't know they made regular pretzels. I used to like pretzels back in the day. I dip them in mustard. But nowadays, it's like, you know, that's just pure calories. It's nothing healthy. There's no protein in that. These look like little tacos, which I get those over at the Dollar General sometimes for Taco Tuesday. I like to do themed foods for myself. Yes, we got 2 Pizza Hut things. Well, hallelujah. We got what looks like water or Sprite. I remember the red cups were for sodas, so in case they saw you getting the clear cups, if you got water, which I sometimes did, like when I was in college, I got water because I was poor. But anyway, if you got water, you got a clear cup so they could see if you got anything other than, of course, I guess you could have snuck and got Sprite, which I didn't because I'm a Christian. We don't do that kind of stuff, you know. And we got money here. We got money. We got 1,000 something. Let me zoom in on it because there's no way I can't even see with my old eyes. Can you tell me what country this is from? It says many brands right there, so you won't actually think it's counterfeit money. There's a bald guy right there. It says MIL right here. I mean, it looks like it could be French, but French is in francs, and if you have 1,000 francs, that's a lot of cash. Because I remember at the time, okay, this is back in the 80s, so I don't know about now. My French pen pal was shocked at how cheap peanut butter was, and we used to know the conversion chart back in the 80s pretty well because she kind of had to know it. Because when she came to America to spend 2 months with us, and her best friend, she, I guess, converted her money over to spend here. But anyway, she was like, in France, it's like, she would have to do it in her head like $8. I was like, $8 for a jar of peanut butter? Nowadays it is, but back then it was only like $1.99, or, you know, $2 for a jar of peanut butter. So I don't think that this is 1,000 francs. Of course, then again, nowadays, I don't know. They got euros, but I heard euros is close to the dollars pretty much. So 1,000 is something. If you know what this is, let me know. So the 2 best pieces I have, honestly, I've got so many of these now that this is the best because I only got a few of these. And this, so I really, right there in that building is just too dang hot. And I got to cut down my myrtle tree once again. That thing has grown so crazy over the summer. It was flat. And I need to get out there when it finally starts cooling down. I know by the time this video shows, it'll be winter, but what are you talking about cooling down? Right now, it's almost the last Friday. I think it is the last Friday in July. And I know this video, I don't hurry up and show these videos because nobody watches this one. I just share it with you guys who like to watch this. But when it cools down, I'll go out there and get the Pizza Hut playset. It's in that building. I kind of vaguely can see it down at the corner of my eye. All right. The pretzels, I used to have, remember those things? Back in the 90s, there was this, it kind of worked for, G.I. Joe / Barbie scale, the, 1/6 scale. There was definitely one that had like a turn thing. What was it called? Little something. But anyway, the counters were a little short, so the counters were more like made for like 6-inch or 5-inch action figures maybe. But all the play pieces were more like Barbie scale. So I remember there was something you hung up pretzels on. They weren't this pretty. I mean, they weren't this amazing. They hung up pretzels on them, and you turned the turnstile, and it turned them around like they were like rotating, and to people to buy them, that kind of thing. I don't know what happened to that. Does anybody remember what that was? I vaguely remember colors like blue and purple, or teal and purple for the counter and stuff. But it's been a while. This is not the first rodeo for this kind of stuff, but for brand names, again, I have a Pizza Hut playset. I definitely want to get it out. It's one of the few sets that I kept. I hope I have McDonald's playset, but I doubt I have my McDonald's playset. There were at least 3 different ones of those. I always wanted the one from the early 80s, or somewhere in the 80s. It was a really cool one that looked like the 70s. Is why I wanted it. But I never did get it. I got the one that's more like a big square, and it's all really structured. All right, this is not one of my favorites. I don't know what this is, but it is really well designed. It's well designed, let me put it that way. So these, I don't know much about them. This is my favorite thing, these two, and the money, of course. And then TGI Fridays and the pretzels are always something good to have. All right, so let me know which one's your favorite in the comments below. And thank you very much for watching, and have a, what am I gonna do this for? Food Fridays or Mysterious Mondays? I think I do this for Mysterious Mondays now. All right, well, see you guys later.